Okay, so I just thought I'd do a little video on how I deal with Craft, a very specialized area of typesetting. So firstly, I have a Logitech Craft keyboard, and you see the little dial over here. So I'm able to turn this dial, and it can make it do different things. So rather than it adjusting volume, I have it doing adjusting Craft. We're going to look more about that, but when I talk about turning the crown, this is what I'm talking about. I also have some Stream Decks. Now you can look on the internet to see what they look like. I have three Stream Decks. For the work that I'm doing here, I'm actually going to just be using my right Stream Deck. And I have a special Stream Deck and a panel just for doing Craft. Now this button will make my dial move time to the left and to the right. If I press these buttons, it will just move one to the left, one to the right. This goes up and down. And this resets. Now this is a physical device that's on my desk. You should again have a Google Stream Deck, you'll see what it is. Now this particular button will run an auto hotkey, which I'm going to just show you what that is right now. And that's just very simply, it's just going to run a little script which I have. Now I'm using two versions of InDesign. I'm using CC 2015, which is on the left part of the screen. It's actually I actually have 5 monitors. I'm showing you 2 monitors here, or the top of my left monitor. And this is a script that a program I had written a long time ago, and it's written in something called Flex. Unfortunately, Flex doesn't work past CC 2015, so I have to do the programming in InDesign 2015. But I can actually execute the script in 2020, which is on the right part of the screen. So let me show you how my workflow goes. So here, this is the Koren font, which actually I had programmed. And we managed to program all of it to see all the time in sit very nicely. If I just zoom in over here, you can see how this et nachta is automatically positioned based on just built into the font. Don't have to do anything. However, we ran out of space, and we're doing here Tehillim. This is called Sifrei Emet. Basically, there are 24 books of the Bible. There's 21 called Kaf Aleph, 21 Sfarim, and then the Sifrei Emet, which is Iyov, Mishlei, and Tehillim, where all the Tamim are different. They do different things. The names are actually different. But what we're really concerned about is the fact that if we look here, this looks absolutely awful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to now go onto my left screen, which is InDesign 2015. I'm going to just run the Koren script. You see it runs very quickly. You see it didn't really help, and the positioning is awful. So as I mentioned before, I programmed my dial to move things horizontally. So I'm just going to move things horizontally a little bit. Obviously, I don't want the Terra and the Meteg that far to the left, but let's just move it there anyway. Now the Dechi needs to move to the right. And what we're going to see here is we're going to take all of the Nikud apart from the Dechi. Oh, we have to do this one at a time because it's a Dechi. Okay, we're going to move this a little bit to the right, and then we're going to move these two together. Now it's not ideal, but we don't really have a choice because there's two Teres together. Now that I've programmed that, I highlight it and I use this program. This is called the Glyph Tuner. Add from InDesign. And don't worry about the error. And then I want this to happen not just for Tzera, but also for a Kamat, a Patach, a Segor. So I'm going to change the group to be a wide vowel, and then choose this one to be a wide vowel. And then that's all I need to do. It's done. I don't have to press save, nothing. And then I now go over to 2020 and highlight the words, and I'm going to run my little script, which is going to run all these things. And as you can see, it perfectly positioned everything. So that's how I'm using Glyph Tuner on 2015 to do the tweaking of all the various Tamim. Now I've actually done this for Chumashim using other typefaces, which just had the Tamim physically in the font, but not actually presented correctly and not dealing with collisions. One can use programs like Glyphs or various different font programs to actually program this into the font, but as I say, you get stuck, and testing it is very difficult, whereas this is very visual. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration. This is just like a off the cuff. I'm just working on this for many hours, so I just thought I'd share. If you've enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you did not, I'm not quite sure why you waited all the way to the end of the video to get to this point. So, assuming that you have, then I'm glad you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to find out about more videos when they come up, then I would suggest subscribing to this channel. If you have a manuscript that needs typesetting, or you just have a general question about the video, you can leave it in the comments below, or you can go over to our website and see what other services we also provide. Until the next time, this was Raphael Freeman from Running Our Typesetting.